Hello, last video. Area and surface area. The thing about area, there's only so many shapes you can do, especially for sixth grade. Most of you should know, I'm trying to make that. Those little tick marks mean each side is the same. That's a square, okay? So if I said a side equals, let's make it a little easier. Let's make it 2, okay? Then the area of a square equals length times width. So it'll be 2 times 2. If it's 2 feet, and some people are like, but you only give me one side, but every side's the same. So the length times the width is 2 times 2. Now the thing about that, if it's 2 feet times 2 feet, 2 times 2 is 4. Feet times feet is feet to the second power squared. Because it's a two-dimensional object, it has length and width. You have to have your units of measurement. They could be units squared, centimeter squared, inch squared, yard squared, mile squared, kilometer squared, whatever. Okay. All right. What about a rectangle? These sides are the same, but these sides are different. So they have 2 tick marks. So this side's the same as that side. So they have to give you some numbers here. So if I say this is 2 and this is 20, I was like, it's not going to match the picture. I was going to make that 2 and this 4. So let's make that 20 and let's make this 5. Okay. So the area of the rectangle is the same, length times width. So 5 feet times 20. Well, 20 feet is probably the length. It doesn't really matter. 20 feet times 5 feet. So it's going to be 100 feet squared. Okay. And we just did in the last video, a triangle can be a little tricky. Let's say this is 4 and this is 3. It's not quite a square. Let's pretend. 2 ticks, 1 tick. Okay. That's a rectangle. If I cut it in half, okay, I'm going to have 4 by 3 still. Okay. So it's going to be, so if you did length times width, that's 4 times 3, but it can't be the same as a rectangle because it's only, guys, I couldn't hear you. I tell my class, if I ever you can't see something on the screen, just interrupt me and say, "Sir, we can't see." Okay, sorry about that. So I drew this triangle that I have right here, 4 and 3. I cut the rectangle in half, so this is a triangle. Length times width, 4 times 3 would be 12. It can't be the same as this rectangle because it's only half of the rectangle. So I have to divide it by 2. So a lot of people will put like 1/2 of length times width or length times width over 2, whichever way you want to do it. So that's 12 over 2 or 6 feet squared. Okay. Last thing, surface area. And I like to do this with a tore up Kleenex box in class. Okay. Let's say I get a scalpel and I cut my Kleenex box and open it up. I'll show you in a second. But let's make this 10. Let's make this 2. And let's make this 4. Okay. If each side is called a face. Okay. If I took some scissors and cut it open or tore it open with my hands, I would end up having a Kleenex box flattened. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I went too far. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If they ask for surface area, they're asking you what's the area of all the sides combined. So you would have to sit here and say, well, this long piece was 10. So each of these lines is 10. Okay. Now notice these aren't quite the same. The bigger part is 4. The little parts are 2's. When you fold it, if this is 2, actually this is going to have to be 2. I made it too long. Okay. So those are going to have to be 2's. So when you fold them, they all match together. But anyways, now you're looking at all these rectangles. Okay. So I have one that's length times width, 4 times 2. But here's another one over here as well, 4 times 2. So I'm basically going to do each of those twice. 4 times 2 is 8. I have 2 of them, so I have 16 for my green side. Okay, let's do the orange side. We'll do this top one, 2 times 10. And here's a 2 times 10. So 2 times 10 is 20, but there's 2 of them. See what I mean? This one's 20 and this one's 20. So that's 40. And let's make the last one. Did I do purple? I can't tell. I like to do different colors. I'll just use this blue ink pen so it stands out. So this one's 4 times 10, and this one's 4 times 10. 4 times 10 is 40, but there's 2 of them. So grand total, that's 80. So now you just add them together. 6, 12, 13. 136 feet squared. That's the area of every side of this Kleenex box. Okay? Sorry if you couldn't see that. All right, so that's a little bit about area and surface area we're doing later in a few weeks. It will be on the test, the middle of the year. Thank you guys. Put your name on every page. Bring it to class tomorrow.